Greetings to our lecturer, Ms. Nur Ashikin. In this video, our group we will be presenting about scenario 12, which is selective disclosure in analyst briefing. Hi, my name is Nur Ain Arisa binti Zaimi.
Hi, my name is Aina Anisa binti Rafi'i.
Hi, my name is Nur Farha Yasmin binti Fari.
Hi, my name is Noha Wizati binti Ahmad Shahani.
Hello, my name is Shafiq Ahmad Shah bin Abdul Ahmad Razwan.
Today, I will briefly explain the concept of selective disclosure and its legality under the CMSA. Selective disclosure refers to the practice of sharing material non-public information with only selected parties, such as certain investor or analysts. This creates information asymmetry and give unfair advantages, which can undermine market fairness, transparency, and investor confidence. Under the Capital Markets and Services Act, selective disclosure is generally prohibited. According to Section 188 of the CMSA, insiders are not allowed to communicate price-sensitive information to others who may trade on it. Such action may amount to insider trading. Therefore, companies must ensure that all material information is disclosed fairly and publicly to protect market integrity. Selective disclosure has a negative impact on both market equality and market transparency. In terms of market equality, selective disclosure creates unequal access to material information among investors. Selected analysts or institutional investors gain an unfair advantage, while retail investors are forced to make decisions based on incomplete or outdated information. This leads to unequal gains or avoided losses, which undermines fairness and reduces investor confidence in the capital market. In terms of market transparency, selective disclosure disrupts the proper and timely flow of information to the public. Share prices may move based on private information rather than public facts, weakening the price discovery process and distorting a company's true value. Over time, this reduces trust, market participation, and overall market efficiency.
Next, I will continue with Securities Commission's enforcement measures for disclosure breaches. This section explains how disclosure breaches are investigated and enforced in Malaysia. When a company or individual is suspected of breaching disclosure rules, such as selective disclosure of material non-public information to certain investors or analysts, the Securities Commission Malaysia or SC conduct an investigation under the Capital Markets and Services Act. The SC gathers evidence by reviewing company communications and interviewing key individuals involved. The main objective is to ensure all investors receive the same material information, promoting transparency and fairness in the market. Disclosure breaches form a significant part of the SC work, accounting for about 9% of active investigation in 2023 and increasing to 10% in 2024. If a violation is confirmed, the SC may take enforcement actions such as criminal prosecution, civil action, or administrative sanctions. The penalty can include heavy fines, trading suspension, or imprisonment for up to 10 years, so this action protects investors to prevent market manipulation and maintain confidence in the market in Malaysian capital market. Now, I will continue with administrative actions, as it is one of the main enforcement tools used by the Securities Commission Malaysia to address disclosure breaches in the capital market. These actions are applied when the breaches does not warrant criminal prosecutions but still possesses risk to market transparency, investor protection, and public confidence. Common breaches include submitting false, misleading, or incomplete information, delayed disclosures, and failure to comply with disclosure requirements under the Capital Market and Services Act 2007. The SC can take swift action through measures such as reprimands and public statements that identify offenders and explain the nature of the breaches. These public reprimands act as a deterrent and encourage strong corporate governance. The SC may also impose more monetary penalties to reflect the seriousness of the offence and prevent repeat misconduct. Additionally, the SC can issue directives requiring corrective actions, such as amending disclosure or improving internal controls. In some cases, the institution may be ordered to compensate affected investors, so the SC may also reject future submission by offenders, creating stronger incentive for compliance. Overall, this administrative action promotes transparency, accountability, and ethical conduct in the markets.
For civil action and regulatory settlement, civil action and regulatory settlements are strong enforcement actions taken by the Securities Commissions when disclosure breaches seriously harm the investor or the market. They are used in cases such as insider trading, market manipulations, and misleading disclosure. Through a civil actions, the court may order situations where the offenders must repay investors for their losses. The SC may also restrict offenders from trading or disqualify them from being directors or management of listed companies. Regulatory settlement are faster option than court cases where the offenders admit wrongdoings, pay penalties, and improve compliance. Overall, this action protect investors, ensure market integrity, and maintain trust in the capital market.
In the United States, the disclosure regime closely resembles Malaysia framework, especially in relation to insider trading and false disclosure. Under Malaysia CMSA Section 188, an insider is someone who possesses material information that is not generally available. This is comparable to US Rule 10b-5 under the Securities Exchange Act 1934. which prohibit trading based on material non-public information. Both systems aim to prevent unfair advantages arising from information asymmetry. Malaysia's broad definition of information under Section 183 is also similar to US case law, such as Basic Incorporation versus Levinson, where even preliminary or forward-looking information can be material. Additionally, both jurisdictions impose strict penalties for false or misleading disclosure and regulate short selling to prevent market manipulation. Enforcement in both countries involves civil action and criminal prosecution, reflecting a strong commitment to market integrity. Singapore's securities regulation is highly similar to Malaysia due to their standard legal heritage. For example, Malaysia Section 175 of the CMSA and Singapore Section 197 of the Securities and Future Act both prohibit false or misleading trading activities that create artificial market activity. Both countries also adopt newly identical provision on price manipulation, insider trading, and taping of non-public information. An insider who discloses confidential information to another person knowing that trading may occur is liable in both jurisdictions. Furthermore, enforcement philosophies in Malaysia and Singapore emphasize zero tolerance toward market misconduct. Heavy penalties, including imprisonment, fines, and disgorgement of profit, are imposed to deter white-collar crime and maintain investor confidence. The United Kingdom market abuse framework under the Market Abuse Regulation shares strong similarity with Malaysia CMSA. Malaysia provision on market manipulation such as false trading and wash sales closely aligned with the UK prohibition against transactions that give false or misleading signal to the market. Both jurisdictions criminalize insider dealing and the inducement of investors through misleading statement. Malaysia Section 178 is comparable to offence under the UK Financial Services Act 2012, which target misleading statement and false imprisonment. Importantly, both systems provide for dual enforcement mechanism. Regulators may pursue civil penalties or criminal prosecution depending on the severity of the misconduct, ensuring flexibility while preserving fairness and transparency in capital market.
Next, we go through two proposed internal communication policies for listed company. The first one is centralized disclosure. Control policy ensures that material information is disclosed accurately and in compliance with regulations. Under this policy, only designated authorities such as the board, senior management, or a disclosure committee may approve and release material information. All business units must promptly report significant developments to these authorities before any disclosure is made. By centralizing disclosure decisions, company comply with the Capital Markets and Services Act 27 and Bursa Malaysia listing requirement, reduce selective disclosure risk, strengthen corporate governance and maintain investor confidence. The second one is confidential and information classification policy protects sensitivity information within listed companies. Information is classified as public internal, confidential or price sensitivity with a clear rules on handling, storage and sharing. Access to confidential and price sensitivity information is limited to a strict need-to-know basis, supported by access controls and confidential undertakings. Unauthorized sharing is strictly prohibited and subject to regulatory action. This policy reduces insider trading and selective disclosure risk, ensures compliance with securities law and enhances market transparency. Internal reporting and escalation procedure ensures that material information is identified and disclosed on a timely basis. Clear reporting channels allows employees to promptly report events that may affect the company performance or share price, define escalation procedures and then assign responsibility to access materiality and decide on disclosure on Bursa Malaysia within set timelines. By promoting transparent reporting without fear of retaliation, these procedures reduce disclosure delays, support regulatory compliance and maintain investor confidence.
Now we move to the real cases. PIE Industrial Berhad was reprimanded by Bursa Malaysia in August 2025 for selective disclosure of material information after securing 2.5 billion ringgit overseas contract on 31st March 2024. The managing director shared the news with the Kenanga Investment Bank and the Each Malaysia before announcing into Bursa Malaysia. This caused the share price to rise about 47%. Bursa Malaysia fined two directors 150,000 ringgit and stressed the selective disclosure undermines market fairness and investor confidence. Second real cases is 1MDB case, highlight the importance of transparency and proper disclosure. During the controversy sensitive, information about 1MDB debts and financial position was believed to be selectively shared with a certain investor and analyst before the public. This created information asymmetry and is an example of selective disclosure, such as practice undermine market fairness, violate the principle of equal access under Malaysian capital market regulations, and show why strict disclosure rules are necessary to protect investor confidence and market integrity.